We're doing this fundraiser where you can win all types of cool prizes. I know for me, I'm doing Q&A sessions, workout sessions, skills and drills, talking football. If you got somebody that want to learn more, get better, see what they can do. Story time. If you got kids and you want them to read a story at nighttime or whatever, do some story time. We can do. I think I'm doing some video stuff because I got into videography. If you want to talk videography, tutorials, see some of the stuff that I use, some of the stuff that I have, whatever. If you just want to spend 30 minutes and hang out with me, go to UnitedWay.com / virtual hangout. UnitedWayVirtualHangout.com. Click on the link. Click on the picture, my picture, hopefully, and donate at least $10, and you get an opportunity to win. It's a great thing that United Way is doing, and I'm just glad that I could be a part of it.
Yeah, and also, too, here's what I need you to do. Little touchdown. I appreciate the super chat there, buddy. Yes, I am a diehard Dallas Cowboy fan. Now, one of the things that always happens is people say, you're not a real Cowboys fan because they'll see paraphernalia that's from other teams that's in my man cave. But I have been actually blessed to work with great guys like Glover Quin. Like I said, we met in 2012 when there was a youth symposium where 21 NFL players came through with United Way, bringing kids from their communities and things. And you guys even spoke on Capitol Hill, which was incredible. And I've, of course, been following your career and things. And I love what you're doing on your channel. Just start a YouTube channel that you got to check out.
Yes.
The DB Room.
The DB Room. The DB Room, man. It's crazy how it came about. I didn't even have plans on doing it. I know just being during this COVID, just being at home, I started telling stories about my career. You know, just different things that I had been through, different lessons I had learned, and I was just putting them on Instagram. And the people were loving it. I did a play breakdown of how I caught a pick against Matt Ryan, and it got over like 10,000 views, I think, on Instagram. And people were like, "Man, we want more. We want more." And so I was like, "Okay, this is what I can do." You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start doing it on YouTube. But in order for me to break down plays so you guys can understand it, especially the average fan, I got to teach you guys at least the language, right?
Right.
So that prompted me to say the DB room was always the coolest room on every team, and I wanted to bring that feeling to YouTube and teach the game and have my friends, other players across the league, to come into the room and talk, and that's kind of how it started. So now, you know, on my channel, the DB Room on YouTube, I put out tutorials and videos, try to do them weekly, talking different terminology, talking different coverages, what words mean, what different things mean that you hear people say. You know, Tony Romo obviously signed a deal. He's making $17 million a year, and he talks great on TV, but I'd be sitting there like, man, I wonder if most Americans can understand that. I get it. I know what he's saying when he's talking about the Ernie route and the jerks and the this and the that. But do most people understand that? And so I felt like doing something like this would enhance, you know, your experience just watching the game. You would know what's supposed to happen, whether it happened or not. You would know what was supposed to happen, and hopefully enhance your enjoyment of the game. And then I also, like I said, I bring my friends on the show. I do a live show. Once a week, and I bring friends on. I had Kareem Jackson on tonight, you know, and we talk more about who the person is. You know, everybody know what we do. Everybody know we're football players, but I like to talk more about who we are, what made us the way we are, what made us the end product that people see. What's our journey? What was our upbringing? How did you decide on going to college? Like, what was that process like? How did you deal with some of your adversities and use that to fuel you to get through life and go on? And in Kareem's case, you know, be an 11-year NFL veteran, because I know, you know, I had my story and the things that I went through and the things that drove me. And so I'm like, everybody has a story. You know, we always see the end result, but everybody has a story of how they became who they are. And so that's kind of what I do on my channel, man. If you guys are interested in that type of stuff, I don't discriminate. I played for the Texans, I played for the Lions, but I feel like, hey, man, everybody needs to know a little bit more about the game. And so I try to bring people from everybody. Hey, Dallas Cowboys got players that we need to hear their stories too, right? So,
yeah, we definitely need to hear some of those. But I got a question for you. Eli Manning, Peyton Manning, Big Ben, Aaron Rodgers, Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees, Matt Ryan.
Everybody. All the big dogs.
Yeah. So what do they all have in common?
They on my wall.
There you go.
They on my wall.
See, that's what I love about the DB room, because I love your intro. Because see, I should have done something like this, because I love your room rules that you got in there. You got the straight shooting, because you ain't gonna BS nobody, right?
Right. That's how it is, man. I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to do something different, man. And I was like, you know what? This is what I want to do in my DB room. We're gonna shoot everybody straight. You know what? If you're being rude in the comments, I don't have a place for you. We're here to learn. We're here to encourage people. We're here to be inspired. I don't have room for you to be on my channel and talk about, I don't like your videos. Okay, well, get off the channel. Like, you don't
I
have
get
to,
that
like,
a lot.
You know what I'm saying? So we don't have room for that. And I wanted, if I'm doing a live show, I wanted to put that out there so that people see, if they see somebody in the comments, hey, we got to be able to check you. We got to be able to shoot you straight. Hey, man, you being disrespectful. We can't have that here in the DB room, right? But then when you play a position like defensive back, you're in a tight group. You can't hate on each other, right? You got you're all in there for each other. You're only as strong as your weakest link. So we can't have any hate in the DB room. You can't be hating on other players that's trying to play. You can't be hating on other people that may ask a question that you know the answer to. But, hey, they're trying to learn. They don't know. So we're encouraging everybody. No hating. We're not hating on players that play the game. The game is hard, So we don't have a right to hate on players who are playing this game, people who are trying to play. We always congratulate. That is the biggest thing, right? We get so much of whatever. Congratulate people if they're trying to learn, if they're picking up on things, if they're playing the game. Congratulate people, appreciate people. I told them I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys appreciate me giving my time. And so, just a couple of rules that I wanted to put out there, just to set the tone and the tempo of how it goes down in the DB room.
Okay. For somebody was asking what's the link for his channel. If you go in the description, we actually have the link for United Way if you want to donate and have the opportunity to pick his brains. Like let's say you're a college kid or a high school kid that wants to know more about playing safety, cornerback. You did play left cornerback. You played free safety and strong safety too, right?
Right. The thing about it, I know I played every position in the secondary. Left corner, right corner, nickel, strong safety, free safety. I played the dime backer, like anything doing with defense except for the D line. I don't really mess with the D line. But anything dealing with defense, from coverage to run fits to technique, I know all that stuff, man. So, come into the room, watch the videos, ask questions. I try to respond to all of the questions. People ask questions, I try to respond to all of them.
Okay.
So,
well, let me ask, for us Cowboy fans, here's what we need to know, because one of your former teammates went to our biggest rival currently, and that's Slay. Do we need to be worried about Slay?
Yeah. Y'all need to be worried about Slay. He a monster. He a monster. He, it's going to be tough on CD, and I like CD. CD went to high school right down the street from where I live. CD went to Foster High School. So I like CD, but it's going to be tough on him this year. Darius Slay, and Slay may even be – y'all still got Amari Cooper, right?
Yeah, we got Amari, and we got Michael Dell, too.
Y'all got a good receiving core. So whoever they got on the other side of Slay is who y'all going to have to attack, because Slay, don't try him too often.
Well, then Slay will probably be on Amari, I would imagine. Well, but then again, who knows what to expect with Mike McCarthy? It's not going to be like the good old Jason Garrett. I want to take you back a little bit, if it's all right, because I'm just wondering, from the different side of the fence, to October 27th, 2013. and it was Cowboys versus Lions. And that was one of those crazy games. I think the Cowboys were up by 10 points with like 6 minutes to go. What was it like to be on that side? I remember how dejected I was that my Cowboys got their ass kicked in the last minute and 7 seconds. But what did it feel like to be on the other side with that comeback?
Man, it was crazy, man. I think that was one of the best games. Calvin Johnson went absolutely
oh my God, he was a beast.
Crazy. You know, that's my first year there, so being able to see him perform like that live was crazy, man. But that game, you know, it was back and forth, and then all of a sudden, you know, Stafford made some incredible throws that last drive. I remember him hitting Chris Dorm down the sideline on a deep pass, caught you guys in cover 2, looked that backside safety off. And Stafford has probably some of the best arm talent in the league. Yeah. So he was able to just drill one down, and then the rest is history, man. Calvin catches a big pass down the middle, almost got for a touchdown. And then when everybody thinks Stafford's going to spike the ball, nah. He's jumping over the top, touchdown. That was a crazy moment, man. Just being in Ford Field at that time, hearing the crowd. It was outstanding. So that was a tough game. I mean, y'all kind of got your revenge the next year, but yeah, that was a tough game for you guys.
Well, the thing I was amazed when I was going back to your statistics. I knew your 2014 season was an incredible season, but you had 7 interceptions, and that's something that my Cowboys just have not been able to do very well. And 24 in your career. How were you so successful with getting picks? I mean, that one pick, I think it was against Tampa Bay, where you literally, it was like a one-handed Odell on the ground catch. Was just amazing. But what is it about you that made it, that you got so many interceptions?
You know, I've always had good ball skills, and I could always see the game. I could see the quarterback and read his intentions. And early in my career, I was playing corner. And honestly, I went my whole rookie year and I didn't catch one interception. I went probably 10, 11 games in my second year before I caught my first interception. And that was 3 picks in one game. And I told that story of how all that happened on my channel. So if you're interested in how that happened, because I caught 3 picks in one game with a broken hand.
Damn.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's a crazy story. So make sure you guys go and check that one out.
So wait. You had a hold on for our Cowboy fans there. So you had a broken hand, and you weren't doing one of these numbers like, you know, I need a blow or anything like that. Oh, no. Okay, so that's old school football there.
I had a cast on, and what's crazy is if you go and check out the story, I had a great excuse where I could have tapped out. I had an incredible excuse. You know, a lot of people probably remember I had a Hail Mary game against Jacksonville. People probably seen that clip over the time. Yeah, Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Hail Mary play. I was the guy that hit the ball. That was me. All right. So that last play of the game came down to me. The week after we played the Jets, had another play at the end of the game, and that's the game I broke my hand in. Didn't even know my hand was broke. I played the whole second half with a broken hand and didn't even know it was broke. It hurted like heck, but I didn't know it was broke, and I didn't want to come out the game. And then I come back the next week. I got to play with a cast on, and I caught 3 picks. My first 3 of my career, I caught them in one game with a broken hand.
With a broken hand, that man.
You know, so it's crazy. I tell that whole story.
Damn. Wow, that's incredible. So every player always has that one perfect play. What is the one play that throughout your career that you will always say, man, that was the one?
You know what? I got 2. I got 2.
You got 2. All right, we had double time here. I love that.
Well, I told one of the stories on my channel. Like I said, I'm telling all these cool stories, man. Give you the back history of it all. So make sure you
subscribe to the channel, and don't forget too, United Way. Virtual hangout. The link is in the description. You can have a possibility to have a chance with a one-on-one session here, like I'm doing. I'm lucky. I'm blessed that I'm actually here and doing this because you don't usually get this kind of stuff like this, and I feel lucky that I'm able to do this. But make sure it's $10 for 10 opportunities, okay? And it's helping for COVID, and we all need to help each other. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, you good, man, you good. So I had a play against Matt Ryan. I caught an interception, pick six,
Oh,
and watching
oh,
film the night before the game, just going over my checklist and different things. It kind of started to click. I started to see like, hold on, this is what they're doing. Hold on, and it started to click, and I found this little clue, man. And I went to Slade, the other corner, and I told him, like, bro, this is what it is. Like, man, if they do this right here, this is what they run. I've been watching it over and over tonight. He was like, bro, I got you. If you see it, go make the play. I got your back. And we get in the game, and it happens, man. I saw it. I didn't even notice it initially, but as soon as Matt Ryan did a little gesture that I had figured out, I was like, oh, this is it. This is the play. And it was the play, man. And a lot of times I tell people, there's a lot of times you make a great break as a defensive back or you have a guy covered and a quarterback never throws the ball. And I was fortunate enough for this time to make a great break, to recognize the ball, and the quarterback actually threw it. And I was able to catch an interception and take it back for a pick six right before halftime,
nice.
which was something that we needed. And then going back to 2014, kind of in the same situation, we were playing the New Orleans Saints, and it's the end of the game, and we were down by, I think, 10 points, and it was late in the game. And we threw a pass to Golden Tate. He catches it, turns, and he runs 75 yards, I think, for a touchdown. And we still needed the ball back, and he didn't have that much time. And I told my staffer, hey, I'm gonna get you the ball back. This was before there's a touchdown. I told him, hey, you go and score. I'm gonna get you the ball back. And they went and scored, and we came out. I think it was about third and 10, and just made a little quick in-game switch. And we was able to fool Drew Brees for one play for half a second, and another time where the stars aligned and he actually threw it. And I'm gonna tell that story because people have been dying to hear that story of how that one played out, man. And it's incredible how it played out. And I'm definitely gonna tell it on my channel coming up here at some point. But I gotta finish going through the basics of that play so that when I do tell it, you understand what I mean when I was saying this is what we did and we did this and we were in this. And so that story will be coming up pretty soon. But those are two plays for me that are popular plays that it was darn near perfect.
Well, you went to New Mexico?
Yeah.
And you were a fourth round draft pick. So did you look at that with like a chip on your shoulder that you were going to make sure that you played better than what your position was?
You know what? I didn't really care about where I got drafted or what round. I always told my dad I just wanted the opportunity. Coming from where I'm from in Mississippi, we don't get a lot of opportunities. We don't get seen much. And that was the one thing I wanted. I was like, hey, man, I don't care where I got to go. I just want to get an opportunity to play because I knew if I got on a team and had a chance to go out to practice, that I would be able to show that I can play this game. And that's all I wanted. So I didn't really have or take it as like a chip on my shoulder to show that I could play. I just wanted to prove the Texans made a good choice in picking me. That's one thing about me that I've always tried to focus on, not proving people wrong. I never wanted to really use people that doubt me to fuel my fire. I've always wanted to give everything I got to people that believe in me. So I'm more of I want to prove to one person that believes in me right, as opposed to proving the however many people that didn't believe in me wrong. So when I got drafted in the fourth round, I was just happy that the Texans believed in me and drafted me in the fourth round. I didn't have a chip on my shoulder because I wasn't a second rounder or whatever. Like, I was like, nah, man, the Texans drafted me. Like, I got a chance and I got to go and make the most of it.
Wow, amen. I want to know, after meeting you and talking to you and everything, and just the way you're talking like now, do you have like a switch that turns on Sunday? Because you were so low key. When I first met you, I was like, I didn't realize that you were a football player at first. I was like, okay, do you work for United Way or something? Because you were so low key, almost soft spoken. So, but when you see you on the field, when I see you go ahead and you strip sacking, when I see you hitting and taking, I mean, you're a beast out there. Is there a switch that goes on Sunday?
I would say, yeah. I have to. It's funny that you say that because that's one thing about me that I always wanted people to say, like, "Hey, man, you're just such a nice, gentle, fun guy off the field, but on the field, you're just a totally different person."
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how I tried to be, man. When I went out on Sundays, my whole focus was trying to win the game, whatever I had to do,
Mm-hmm.
because you put so much into it throughout the week, man. So much preparation, body, mentally, everything, just trying to, make sure you're right for the game.
Right.
And, I put so much time into it. I put so much effort into it. And so on Sundays, it was literally like, what do we got to do to win? What do I have to do to win? Do I need to hit somebody? Do I need to catch picks? Do I need, like, whatever I had to do to win? And it's a physical game. You got to be physical. You got to be tough. And I've always been a physical, tough guy. That's just kind of who I am. And so it's, yeah, man, the person that you see on the field is a little different than the person that you see off the field.
That's amazing. And so now that you're, this is your second year of being retired, we know you're doing YouTube and things and educating people, and I love that because, you're one of those players that really gets it. You understand about giving back in the community and things, and also passing on the knowledge that you have on the field. What else are you doing in your life these days, especially dealing with COVID?
Man.
Trying to get through this.
Right. I mean, the only thing else I'm doing is spending time with the family, man. And that's one reason why I love the way I did things in my career. And, I saved my money. I put my nose down to the grind. And so now in my retirement, I get to enjoy my retirement and kind of do the things that I want to do. And so being able to be at home and, sit in my office and talk football and make YouTube videos, spend time with my kids, spend time with my wife, go to all the baseball games, not feel like I got to go and punch somebody else's clock. It's fun to me. And so right now I'm having a blast making YouTube videos and, we'll see how that go.
Man, retired. It's funny, me sitting here at 54 looking at you and you talk about being retired. I'm like, my old ass is still busted up. He's talking about I'm retired. It's just like there's something wrong with that. But I don't want to take all your night because I know you were on with Kareem Jackson and all that, and you got time to spend with your family. But I could talk with you all the time. But one last question I'm gonna ask you, and about my Cowboys. They just have a lack of being able to get takeaways. They have been, I think, one of the worst intercepting teams of the last 10 years. I think they've got 98, and I don't think anybody is even below 100. Do you think that is technique? Do you think that's defense? Or do you think that's attitude?
I think it's a little bit of attitude. It's a little bit of personnel.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be, the way they practice. Are they turning the ball over in practice?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times it's personnel, though. Are the guys they drafted intercepting or playmaking type guys, or are they drafting tacklers?
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? I know, and like I said, I don't like to hate on people because it's hard to play the game. But I don't know if their safeties are intercepting safeties. They're not playmaking type safeties. Even you look at Byron Jones, who was at the Cowboys, who's now gone.
Mm-hmm.
He was not a playmaking safety. He was
not
physical, but he didn't have that nose to just say, I want to go make a play. You know what I'm saying? And you got to have those guys. And sometimes you got to take the good with the bad because you're going to have people who go and try to make plays and they're going to miss some and going to give up plays. But as long as you can make more plays than you're giving up, and you're making plays at the right time and making big plays, it's going to always be worth it.
All right. Okay, so everybody, make sure you subscribe to the DB Room. Actually, I forgot; it's not in the description. I put the link. I posted the link up in here. Definitely, or just look up my man Quin. You'll find it on YouTube and stuff. Subscribe to the channel because I'm telling you, it's a very personal channel. You will get a lot of knowledge. And even though you're like, well, he's a former Lion and Texan, it doesn't matter because everybody has a ton of knowledge, and I'm gonna be over there picking his brains and trying to figure out what I can figure out, and definitely equate it to my Dallas Cowboys and stuff. And definitely, not only Robert Quin. Excuse me, Robert Quin.
That's my cousin.
I'm sorry.
Actually.
Is Robert actually your cousin?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, see, it's all in the genes. Not only is he one of the ones, but there's also for you Eagles, Chris Long. We've also got my other buddy, Demario Davis is another one that's out there. Cliff Averill. So there's what is it? Is it 18 players?
I think so.
18 different players and stuff. So you can pick and choose who you want to go ahead and take, and go ahead and take a chance and get a link. There you go, Jet. Thank you for putting the link and stuff on there. I appreciate you coming through, and I want to make sure that I definitely say thank you very much. And I'm gonna be seeing you a lot on your channel. You're probably like, oh damn, Mark's back again.
Nah, man. I love it. I appreciate it.
And anytime you want to come on and, say anything or give me a perspective, you are more than welcome to at any point.
I will, man. We'll do it.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay,
right,
so
thank
everybody, we've been in actually a little overtime here, and